Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, the 8th of March, 2021. I hope you had a glorious Sunday, as I did. It was beautiful weather out here in the mid Atlantic area. Yeah, it was nice and sunny, bit chilly, bit sharp, I have to say. But I still got out in nature in the afternoon, tidied up a little bit of the garden. I like doing things like that. Brings me to basically right down to Mother Earth. And let's see. Yeah, it's kind of meditative for me. I just got lost in the dirt and in the pruning a few rose bushes I pruned and tidied up. It's just a nice day. Let's see. What did I do? I am going to start a Soul Path Sunday. I put a post on Facebook yesterday on my Soul Path connection page, 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to pop over onto the Zoom platform so that it's not quite so distracting. And in my mind, what I am proposing to do is to pull a card from one of the Oracle decks for the week as a focus. And then for those that have registered and hopped on, we'll pull a card for each one of those and I'll do an intuitive reading based on that card for that person. And then get quiet and see if there's any messages. Initially, my mind is going towards 10 people. That I think that's a good number to ripple out from. I've been on a few calls where there has been the inference that log on and you'll get a reading, but there's so many folks, it would take an age to get to everybody. And I wanted to be able to do that, but also be a little bit more, generous with everybody. I'm looking over here because I lit a candle and I thought I saw smoke, but it's actually, that's what's been happening lately. Things have sort of been floating around in my peripheral vision, and I look and, oh, it is smoking. I thought, okay, fine. Because I thought for a moment it was a spirit, but no, it's smoke coming up out of my candle chimney right here. I like these candles. I'm digressing now. I'm going off topic. But I have to say, when it gets about halfway down, 2/3 of the way down, it's sort of like don't act right. I'm not disappointed. It's just I don't like wasting wax. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to recycle all that and make it so it's not being chucked away. Right, back to Soul Path Sundays. Yes, so if you're interested in joining a group of people, I think we can start off with 10, maybe 15. I'll see how it goes. An hour, no longer. A quick message, just something to where we can all come together and do something a bit different, especially with spring. All right, let's get to our message. So I'll start with your message. What came out from these lovely cards today? The angel prayers, which I am delighted with. They are quite something. Where is my image? There it is. Spiritual abundance. So what are the angels saying to you right now? It is that you have a voice and you have a higher vibration, and that we've all come here for a purpose. And when spiritual abundance shows up, it's basically rewarding all of us for the service that we've done for other people. And I'm not really just talking about the laborious service, the building of houses or going shopping for people. Certainly that's in there. But anytime you show love, anytime you show support, anytime you listen generously to someone who wants to share their troubles, anytime you hold a stranger's hand who might feel a bit lonely, anytime you do something that is random, spiritual, that might be pay for somebody's groceries when they can't find their money, anything like that, the universe is basically rewarding you with spiritual abundance for your giving, in reminding you that giving is never just about not receiving or being out of balance with it. Giving is just giving. If you have it to give, you should. We're here to experience all of it. So the prayer that goes with it is, thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance. I was reading this morning that I do a daily spiritual practice before I come on here. It's from You Can Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. It was reprinted by somebody into a poster form. Gosh, late 80s, early 90s. I have it hanging in my room. And in the morning, when I'm getting ready to come in, I recite it. It's a long one. Basically starts off with, at the center of my being, there's an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow through me and out of me in all directions. And I know that this love has returned to me multiplied. And it goes on about the self-love of dressing your body, the self-love of the beautiful house, the self-love of doing something for a living that uses the creative talents and making a good living at it. Those kind of things that we oftentimes don't count. We don't really see it. It's not like we intentionally take things for granted. It's just something that is very seldom utilized or spoken about. So when you get the prayer or the gift of spiritual abundance, it's just a reminder that you're always on the right path, always listening to what you're meant to do, and knowing that everything you do is never not seen and never not rewarded. What tends to happen is we tend to give to others, and then when we don't necessarily, it's not reciprocated, there's a disappointment. Or perhaps when the person who's been the subject of our gifts does tend to take it for granted or doesn't tend to acknowledge it, there's this feeling that we did something that we weren't acknowledged for. Well, that's the ego getting in the way, unfortunately. It happens to all of us. And the ego is this tricky bugger that's like, just pops up when you least expect it and gives you a bit of a smack. All of those feelings, all of those, well, upsets, if you will, it's all of man-made. It's all we learn. It's all what other people show us. We see it in TV stories. We see it with families. We see it in relationships. It's the resentment. It's the not fair. It's the, even with little ones, when you give little one a treat and say, there you are, and the other little one wants, well, what about me? Where's mine? They're automatically seeing that somebody got more than I got. That's all attached to the ego. Now, of course, trying to explain to a 18-month-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, you shouldn't be greedy or whatever, doesn't really heal it. It just compounds the issue that we're learning that not everything is equal. We're learning that some people get more than others. Not so much when you're dealing with spirit world and the universe. There are blessings coming, just not right at the time that we thought they would be, but they're there. They always will be there. So just remind yourself the next time you just have a random act of kindness that was something that you felt compelled to do, something you want to help somebody with. something you wanted, yeah, to help a person with, it will be rewarded to you. That when you're blessed and you're given an abundant life with wonderful people in it, and you get to, wake up in a warm bed and eat good food and have what you need right now, that's always going to be provided for you. Those are blessings, spiritual abundance. So, what was my card today? Well, it was quite something. And I am always surprised. Let me turn this one off. This was just glorious. I even love this photo. I mean, not a photo, really, it's a piece of art. How the woman is just praying, it looks like, meditating, it looks like, just being quiet. And then the sketch, her inner voice appears like a beautiful sketch whispering in its ear. And the prayer that goes with it says, "Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice." What can I say about that? For many years, I shielded and didn't acknowledge or publicly state that I was a psychic medium. And for as many years, if not more, I felt like, well, no, really, I'm a hairdresser. And then, I went into practice yoga and I felt like this is a good thing to do. And somebody invited me to take the teacher training. I did that, wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then part of that personal growth and transformation, the big message that goes along with anything and everything that we do, doesn't matter whether you're doing yoga or playing sports, you have to do the work. And the work was not the easiest of work. The work was tough. And then, all of a sudden I ended up having a major heart attack. Actually, I'd had several heart attacks and had an opportunity to come back, if you will, or go. That was a very extraordinary experience for me. One, at the time, I again wasn't sure what this is. Wasn't sure whether this is right, whether I'm seeing these things, whether I'm hearing these things. I now know, 8 years later almost, that in order for the spirit world to be speaking to me the way they did, when they did, how they did, they had to be literally screaming their heads off about what they wanted me to do. Because, we don't pay attention. I can't say you because I don't know you. I don't think I paid attention to the subtle messages, the subtle voices, the subtle things that was being said. I just went about my business. And there was this fear. We all have that fear that other people are going to think that we are nuts, crazy, off the wall. Especially when, we want to go and try something different. If I've wanted to go do something else, if I've wanted to go have an adventure. There were many years I felt like, well, if I go off and do this, people are going to think whatever. Odd, just odd. I spent many years putting my power in the opinions of other people. That's not to say that you go through life not giving a toss about what other people say or think, because I think sometimes their soulful advice or sometimes their messages are important. We should pay attention to them, especially when they know it's for our highest good. And perhaps if we were to take a trip down there or go down here or do this, it might not work out so great for us. But is it our job, whether we're parents, siblings, teachers, employers, especially employers, is it our job to tell somebody else not to do something if what they end up doing is part of their journey, part of their pathway, part of their story. So I took the yoga teacher training, then had the heart attack, then came back. A week later, after I'm out of the, well, actually, no, 2 days after, I'm in the yoga studio practicing yoga. A week later, I'm back teaching. So I knew that, well, this is just a blip in the radar. And gradually, slowly, but surely, over the last 8 years, I have used meditation. I've used the inner guidance. I've listened to decide whether this is a person I know or not. And then, I'd already done channeling, but through a very bad experience I had, not very bad, I shouldn't say, awkward experience I had in a group session, I stopped it. It was just not the right time, not the right situation. I hadn't prepared myself. I was going in blindly, assuming that the energies that were coming through or being shared were of the highest good. And oftentimes, unless we are ourselves in our own life clean, clear, of integrity, we're not going to get that kind of energy come through. We're going to get other energies which mix with the energies that are in front of us. And that was my experience. I learned, but it taught me, I don't think so. So now, stepping back out again, I'm happy to be doing some more of this work. I have chosen to do this on a Sunday and see what happens. I'm confident and feel blessed to know that I've got, the okay from whatever universal spirits that say, yep, we want to come and deliver this information to the world and let them know what they can expect or not expect. So thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. I'll be paying attention. All right, let's go do our reading for this morning, whatever today's is, and then we'll meditate. Have you noticed the meditation, sometimes it's guided and sometimes it's just simply sit and bathe in a few moments with your soul, with your inner voice, with let that go, let that just shine. I know sometimes in meditation I'll play music. What that tends to do, though, it's a different vibration. It's lovely, it's soothing, it's relaxing, but the messages from spirit, that's another layer they've got to work through to get in. There's been a kind of this term, angel whispers, spirit whispers. It literally is that way. It is a whisper. It's very soft. It's very subtle. So with all the other distractions happening, you have to really tune in to get it. Let's look at March the 8th. Well, look at this. There we go. Your dreams are important. A woman told me about a dream she had, one that was bothering her deeply. What do you think it means? She asked. I don't know, I replied. Besides, it doesn't matter what I think. The important thing is what you think. What's it telling you? We dream two kinds of dreams, waking dreams and sleeping dreams. Both are powerful forms of consciousness. Our sleeping dreams, the images that dance in our minds while we sleep, hold many clues to life, growth, the future, the past, healing, and our conscious connections with others. They may reveal suppressed emotions. They may be bits and pieces of prophecy. They may be symbols of truths about them to learn. Our waking dreams are important too. We go about daily with our expectations, wants, desires, hopes. Our hearts plan for the future. We may not express these dreams. We may not even realize we are superimposing them in our lives. Much the same way we can forget what we dreamt when we sleep. There's a power allowing ourselves to become conscious of our dreams. What are our dreams telling us about what we want, fear, desire, or hope for? Expressing our dreams will connect us to our conscious and higher consciousness. Expressing them will connect us to the creative force. Tapping into our dreams helps us tap into creativity. Creativity for our lives, creativity for projects. The powerful creative force of the universe. There's power in dreaming, whether we're asleep or awake. Take time to honor and express your dreams. Oh, that's powerful. I think the time has come for most of us when the energy, the vibration, the visions, the feelings that are non-physical, but still as real to us as if they were physical. The time has come for us to recognize that those are parallel powers, if you will, that work together. Somebody says, "What do you want for dinner?" You get an instant thought about food. Your mouth starts salivating. Your belly begins to create the juices it takes to digest it, especially if you have in your mind what you want to eat. Somebody will say, "Let's go for an Italian." And you may be thinking about melted cheese or tomato sauce or pasta or whatever that comes to mind when you think about Italian food. You may even smell the fresh warm garlic bread. You may even think about that crusty bread that's been broken and the way it tastes and smells and all of that. When we dream, think, visualize our life that is not happening right there physically in front of us, we're still exercising the creativity that we have that's available to us. It's another dimension, it's another level, another layer of being dimensional beings. How odd is that? Excuse me. Human beings being multidimensional beings. That's a lot to say, but I am beginning to open up. Now, there are also these feelings that we want it all now, that expectation. Let's do it now. Come on, why can't I? Especially when we see people accomplishing what they dreamed. You know, I've used the analogy before in meditations about see the house, see the land, see the house, watch it be built, and then walk into it, turn the key and go know where all the rooms are. If you see it, you're conceiving it. And if you're conceiving it, you're achieving it. The wonderful Esther Hicks at Channels Abraham talks about that all the time. You have to line your feelings, your dreams, your all of the emotions have to be lined up with what you're seeing, dreaming, and thinking about. She calls the difference between what is it now? There's a vibrational gap between desire and manifestation. And in that vibrational gap between the desire of wanting something and having it happen, she calls it the vortex. And in the vortex, all these contrasts happen. But the one thing that makes it work more than anything is matching up the feeling, matching up the emotional feeling that goes with it, because that then becomes the expectation that works it. So going one step further, if you can match up the seeing it, if you can match up the feeling it, if you can match up the excitement of it, and you taste it, feel it, have it, know it, it's already been created. You're just seeing it backwards. You're watching the future as it will be. Now, that would sound great, easy. Let's do it with everything in our life. No, not really. We want some surprise. We want an adventure. So if everything, every day, if you knew tomorrow from step by step by step, well, there may be some people that like that. I'm not one of them. If you knew step by step by step by step what your day was going to be like tomorrow, and I'm now thinking about more and more people work off a calendar, and I'm like, yeah, they do that. There is that. There is that thing. We do have all those appointments laid out, all those tasks we've got to do. I'm just like, parts of it I like to visualize. Parts of it I like to know, by 3 o'clock I've got this going on. 4 o'clock, it's still dreaming, still in the future, still hasn't happened. But I also love the adventure of seeing how it happens. On my wall, I have an affirmation that says, where is it? Oh, I love it. I love watching how the universe makes things happen. I love watching how the universe just makes things happen. All right, it's time to meditate. Feet flat on the floor, eyes closed. And first part about meditation is get connected where you are. Push your feet into the floor. You can roll your feet around if you want to. Lift your heels up. Lift your toes up. Press your blades down. Just enough for you to feel the connection between your physical feet, the physical floor, and beneath the floor, the love and support from Mother Earth. And then rise up with your consciousness through your legs into your belly, and just pay attention to any areas of your lower extremities that might be tight, stiff, a little off, out of balance. Just breathe into those areas. Move up into your heart, the cave of your heart. Take your breath in and out. With your heart area, on your exhale, release burdens, release worry, release emotional tanglements. Then move towards your third eye, the area between your eyebrows. Let thoughts and visions just settle in and drift off, drift out. Just come to this silent, quiet, non-attachment space. And then visualize the crown of your head being open. See if you can feel the energy from above your head working its way down the back of your head, sort of behind your ears, into the back of your neck, and then just traveling delightfully into your heart. I'll start us off with a prayer protection, palms facing the roof or your heart. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for cutting the ties that bind me to people, places, situations, stories, drama, and any unnecessary rubbish that I no longer need or want or serves my purpose. And thank you for cutting them now. I declare that I'm safe, I'm free, and the weight and the burdens of the world have been lifted off my shoulders. Bring your hands over your heart. You can repeat after me or say it to yourself. I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Wherever love is, fear is a stranger. And love is here within me, radiating to me, radiating out from me in all directions. Visualize your heart being open, that there's the eternal flame that you have that's illuminating you and connecting you with source energy from way above. And through the angels, God, the source energy that created you, sending love down through the crown of your head into your belly, into your heart, filling you up and then overflowing. Just feel that amazing energy from below the tips of your toes, out in front of you, out behind you, way on up past your shoulders, around your head. You are connected. You are the bridge between Father Heaven and Mother Earth. Now begin to imagine other spheres of energy coming towards you, gathering around you. Pay attention to their color. Pay attention to their brightness. Perhaps their shapes, their sizes. And then the angel prayer, bring your hands to where they face upward. Thank you, angels, for reminding us of your presence. It is so good to see you, to feel you. And to know that you're here for our highest good. Thank you for revealing what we need to know. I am willing to listen and receive. I am willing to share and to give. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. So it is, and so shall it be. Follow your breath. Follow the depth of your breath through your entire body. Let this meditation replenish, recharge and nurture you. Let this breath be the energy of kindness. Use this breath to create additional space. Think of the cells of your body expanding, the energy of your body expanding. The more air you pull in, the more oxygen you fill up, the more storage space you create. The physical action of pulling in air energizes the body, raises the vibration. Exhales, release and remove. Through your inhales, you create spiritual abundance. Through your exhales, you remove emotional burdens, struggles. Paying attention and being present to your inhales and exhales is your personal connection to the universe. Use the sound that inhales and exhales make, similarly to the way you would be hypnotized. The shushing noise similar to the ocean crashing on the shore, similar to the way the trees shimmer in the breeze. It is necessary to relax. To bring mental vibration down, to turn off the neurological mind from creating distractions. And in the silence, in the relaxation, in the peace, there's a soft pitch. The human experience sees this soft pitch as ringing in the ears. As a spirit, this vibration is your direct connection to the spirit world. The message is following the pitch, the hum, of what source energy wants you to know. Meditation is your private conversation with the spirit world. It is your soul's access to your guardian angel. It's spirit's access to your loved ones that have passed into spirit. They have messages for you. Do not be afraid to practice meditation. Gently bring your hands to heart center at your chest and just honor yourself for doing the work, for practicing, for listening. Lift your thumb knuckles up between your third eye center. And let's together honor each other and the whole world, the universe. Bow and say namaste. Thank you for that. There were a couple of one of the angels, the second one, deepening the breath, was just this lovely feeling. And once again, I'm glad I premised this with feeling like I needed to not tell people what I did. That in itself was a little bit of an example of how the channeling works, how to open up yourself to be of service to whatever energy wants to come. And I like the message about how the ringing in the ear, I'd never thought about that before. That's the pitch that you listen to that you think, what is that? And it happens in the dead silence. You get that ringing noise. Right after that is where the messages come. All right, have a great Monday. Thanks, Kevin. Have a great Monday. Listen to that inner voice. Listen to what that connection you've got. Because I think sometimes it's super confusing to be out there bombarded with all of this information that's coming. You're your own person. You're your own unique, creative individual. As long as you get what you're doing, as long as you get where you're coming from, yes, you want to rely on people to say, listen, what do you think about this? And let them just tell you. You can choose to accept or not accept. All right, lots of love. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 5:30, or you can catch the rebroadcast on any of the Facebook platforms. Have a good one. Thanks so much. Love you. Bye.